All right, so 3 and 4, Chem, chapter 2. 1, we've got Fahrenheit, we got Celsius, we got Kelvin. Next time we take a quiz, I'll have some specific follow-ups about what those scales are based on, but today it's enough to just have those names, Fahrenheit, Celsius, Kelvin. 4 and 5, you have your choices between balances, different types of balances, triple beam balance, platform balances, they named some balances. Scales, like spring scale, got mentioned. Measuring cups or teaspoons were in there. Graduated cylinders or burrets or pipettes, those are in there. Thermometers were in there. Rulers are in there. Just pick two. Pretty much if you named anything that a human could measure something with, it was mentioned in that section. Any sort of tool, some that you've heard of and some you probably have not. Then we're into old words. Question about the new 5 at all? Okay, 6, we've got measurement. 7, we're looking for have mass, and we're looking for take up space. Instead of take up space, they could say it has volume, and then form some sort of answer around there. Anything that has mass and takes up space.
If they miss the volume, would that be half?
I'd go half, because it's like half an answer. Yeah, mass is half of it, space is half of it. 8, you'd need like a noun like quantity or amount or something like that of matter. So quantity of matter is my answer, I'm saying. 9, look for gravity and look for planet. For now, if they have gravity and planet, they're probably good. Next time, let's throw the word force in there for sure also, if that's not already there, like the force of gravity between an object and a planet is a perfect answer. 10, it's the same everywhere. 11, it's the space an object takes up. 12, volume equals length times width times height. Either use words or use letters, doesn't matter to me. 13, density equals mass divided by volume. Whether you use words or letters, doesn't matter to me. 14, they sink. And let's pause there. That was a lengthy run. Anybody up to 14 with a score issue?
7, do they need mass?
Mass is half of it, yeah. Anything that has mass, anything that takes up space. So if they did mass or space, go half on that. More stuff up to 14 at all? 15 is English-based versus metric. Metric, you could also say SI if you'd rather. 17 is powers of 10 for 1. It's used everywhere for 2. 19, mass is grams, length is meters, volume is liters. The first density is grams on top of milliliters in a fraction looking format. The last one is gram on top of liter in a fraction looking format. And then the last one is that milliliters are the same as cubic centimeters, also known as cc's. You just need to mention 2 of those 3 out of milliliter, cubic centimeter, and cc, I guess. Question about scoring that thing? Let's give those back to people and just keep talking on that topic and add on some notes. So 2, 3, and 4 expansion for next quiz. You're going to read 2, 5, and 2, 6. For people that have been through physics, you're going to read about something that's very familiar to you that involves describing how certain you are about a measurement. So people that are used to math class, this means the same to you as this, which means the same to you as this. In math, those are all the same. In science, each of these is communicating to you a different amount of certainty. Like, this is 80, give or take 10. This is 80, give or take a tenth. This is 80, give or take 1/10,000th of an item. So if you've been through physics, you know what I mean. If you haven't been through physics, this is like all news to you. But when you read 2, 5, and 2, 6, you're reading about a thing for science that describes how certain a measuring person is about what they just measured and how they could write it different ways to communicate different things to you. But there's 5 new points from the reading, primarily fill-ins. So 5 points, 2, 5, and 6. then a lot of today's is a duplication. So everything from 6 to the bottom, we just run it back. 6 to 24, it's still going to be 6 to 24 because we traded out 5 new ones for 5 different new ones. So 1 to 5 still new, 6 to 24, they don't even move spots or get renumbered. Does anybody need a run back answer on anything 6 to 24?
Oh, no, I was gonna ask, like, 1 to 5.
Okay, that's where I'm going next. So 1 to 3 becomes a 6-point question. It'll say name and describe the 3 temperature scales. So Fahrenheit, I'll spell you Fahrenheit. I won't take off points for spelling, but just so you have it, it's Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Can anybody give me the key temperatures for what Fahrenheit is based on?
32 is freezing and 212 is boiling.
Say one more word and I'm 100% in on you. Because sometimes people have a small misconception.
212
For water. It's for water. Sometimes people have a misconception that like everything will freeze at 32 and that everything will boil at 212. Everything freezes and boils at all different temperatures. So mention water in there. So Fahrenheit, freezing for water, 32. Boiling for water, 212. Those are our Fahrenheit key temperatures. Celsius, I'll spell you C-E-L, and then it's S's after that. C-E-L-S-I-U-S is Celsius. What's the key temperatures for Celsius? 0 is freezing for water. 100 is boiling for water. Kelvin, K-E-L-V-I-N, Kelvin. Kelvin is not making the quiz for this fact, but a little bit of an oddity because you don't use the degree sign on it. So when you're doing Fahrenheit and Celsius, there's the number, there's the degree little circly symbol like in an exponent position, and then there's the F or the C. Kelvin doesn't do that. They just do the number and then a big old K. What is Kelvin's key temperature? Has nothing to do with water anymore.
273.
Yeah, negative 223 is
Negative 273 degrees
That's
Celsius is equivalent to
Zero.
0 Kelvin, which in words is a thing called absolute zero. Did you say?
Can you repeat that?
I will repeat that. So negative 273 degrees Celsius is equal to 0 K for 0 Kelvin. And that's a temperature called absolute zero. Nothing can get colder than that. That is as low as you can go. Maybe it's this book, maybe it's the physics book. They have a little footnote that says technically it's like 273 point something,
Yeah,
like
so-
0.15 or something. But negative 273, close enough for us. Negative 273 degrees Celsius equals 0 Kelvin. That's a temperature called absolute zero. So that's a 6-point question. Name, describe, name, describe. The describes, I could see some halves because we're usually talking about a couple facts for the describes. But 6 points on that. Question on that, 6. Then the measuring devices, I'll go a little bit specific on you. And so here's the measuring device question. It'll be a 6-point question. What piece of equipment is used to measure? And then I'll make you a list. So what piece of equipment would you use to measure mass? Balances. To measure weight? Scale. To measure volume? Lots of options. That wasn't in our official list. Cylinders can make that list. Burrets can make the list. Pipettes can make the list. Measuring cups, or for smaller cooking type items, teaspoons. That's all volume measurements. You don't have to have a complete list, but like that's your options.
Do we only need one?
I would think 1 would do the trick for me. Duh. Temperature. Thermometer.
I'm really
Good.
scared there.
Length. Ruler. Good. It's 6 points, so let's do 2 out of the volume category. That makes it add up. So mass is balances. You have experience probably with balances if you go to the doctor and they have an older scale. If you get your weight done, and weight and mass, you can transform one to the other with equations and such. But if you are doing school nursey kind of stuff in gym class, that is probably a balance. The way the doctor balance works is they first guess your closest 50. Like they have this clunking thing. Do we measure that in gym still again? Do
Not
you do
like
your
that. Not like
heights?
that though.
No?
We have
No.
a little scale.
We have like an actual.
Like a digital scale
Yeah.
or something. Okay. Old school scales.
The last one I've seen of those is like the Penn Ken locker room. They
Okay.
had
Old
one
school
in there for a
scales, they
while.
would
My
like
doctor does.
kind of eye you up and guess to the closest 50. Are you 50, 100 something, 150 something, 200 something? They would clonk this big thing down the line and it makes the thing kind of like, you know, play that game on you. Then they would probably slide to the nearest 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and figure out where it starts to like wiggle on you. And then they'd have another slider where it would go to the exact pound. If your book is handy, you could look, that's called a triple balance. If your book is handy, you could look on page 19 at the bottom left corner, picture B. That's a type of balance. That's a triple beam balance where they're like doing a guess that's every like 50 or 100. They're doing a guess that's like every 10. They're doing a guess that's every single. You slide them all, it comes to some sort of agreement when you put them all together. Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail, you're dealing with more of what's called a platform balance. So if you're looking at that same page, picture A, they have an unknown item on this side, and what they do on the other side is just stack some known weights on there. You know, you put on a 5, a 1, and a 1, and it balances out. You know the thing weighed 7, because 5 plus 1 plus 1 is 7. But balances for mass. Spring scale for weight is one they mentioned. The spring scale you might see like at the grocery store if you're buying lemons and you want to get a weight on those before you get to the checkout. They have like a scale you put on and the spring stretches out and it makes a reading on how many pounds of stuff you bought in the produce department. Volume, I don't feel like talking about, but there's a lot of choices there. Thermometers, rulers, that's all there. Question about how that all changed around. There is turn-inable homework tomorrow. None of it is math. It's just a little bit more vocab. So the syllabus would give you the numbers, but the total would be on number 1, we'd be A to G, which I had said you could already have started to do. Number 2 is A to D, which I had previously advertised that A was part of the old reading. And then it's numbers 3 and 4. I think numbers 3 and 4 are you trying to explain what I just explained to you, how the different balances work. So you could look at the pictures or you could rewatch the video if you care to plagiarize me or get it out of the book, how the balances work. And there was some other sort of question in there for number 4 that was like a question-y question. So turn-inable homework is there. 2, 5, and 6 was the read. Metric today, we're about to trade grade that, so you could give those away. Tomorrow the metric would be from the letter going to the words. Yeah, we'll just let it go because I forgot to say this. But in the future, when we do the letters, if there's any uncertainties about whether they're big or little letters, maybe write a note on there, whether it was a big C or little c, because they sort of look the same. Sometimes people get weird with their M's. That, to me, is clearly a capital M. That is clearly, to me, a lowercase m. I don't have a clue what that is. So if you're doing those on your paper, you need to specify, is that uppercase or lowercase? Because I don't have a clue what that's about.
You're good.
The Greek M, here's my 2 suggestions of how to draw the Greek M. Either draw a cursive U, if you still remember how to write in cursive, draw a cursive U, and then once you drew it, act like it's an M. It is. If you're not good at cursive, draw yourself a standard lowercase u that has the spoke on the right side, but then after you do that, add a matching 1 on the left, and it's now an M, not a U. get that going on both sides, and they look the same. But Greek M equals cursive U equals improved printed lowercase u. Somebody nearby me, I don't have a copy of the metric, so I need to see one. So somebody's getting off easy. Just hand me a metric paper. So I'm gonna go down the letter column, little d, little h, little m, big capital G, little n, Greek M, like so, little c, a dA or a dk, lowercase, a big capital M, kilo. Sometimes people are deceptive with their K's. It's a lowercase k, so if you're not sure what you're looking at, let them go for a day, but in the future, lowercase k, I'd go low on that right side. A big K, you go big on that right side. But if people kind of go like this, I don't know what you're doing exactly, but either make sure you're little k or big K next time we do those for points. Question about the letters. Numbers, 1/10 or 10 to the negative 1. Regular 100 or 10 squared. Regular fraction 1 over 1,000, that's 10 to the negative 3. Giga has 9 zeros in it for a billion or 10 to the 9. Nano is 10 to the negative 9 or 1 over a billion. Micro is 10 to the negative 6 or 1 on top of a million. Cent is a fraction 1 over 100 or 10 to the negative 2. Deca is just a 10. Mega is a million or 10 to the 6. Kilo is 1,000 or 10 to the 3. Does anybody need guidance on scoring that at all?
Can you repeat what nano would be, but if it was a decimal?
Point 8 zeros and a 1.
I might do 9 zeros on that one. Yeah, that's okay. And then micro would be.
Micro would be 6 total digits, 5 zeros and a 1.
Let's go. Let's second
Is
guess
Giga
myself into one.
capital G?
Not yet.
Giga is a capital G.
I did it like 3 times.
Anybody else with a score issue?
How much do we score this out of?
20. Metric is out of 20. It's 1 point per square, so 20 total points on that. The Tim is out of 24. No extra credit available until empty day. So today there's no extra credit. When we do empty day, that's where we break out the extra credit.
Try hard.
Cut the record.